Good morning. Greetings and salutations. I have returned. I have returned to responses from my video last night. Some of them, most of them, are thumbs up and appreciating the realness and that someone finally said what needed to be said. And some of them, that shoe fucking fit, man. Some of them that shoe fit and they didn't like that and they got butthurt and mad. Well, I apologize. Not really. So this is going to be part 2 of hoodoo, honey jars, waxwork, and having altars in your bedroom, because it was late last night and after I woke up and I seen some comments and everything, I realized that there was some important things that I'd left out of that video. The first thing I want to say is about the bedroom altars, and if y'all are just stumbling on this video, please see the previous video. Hoodoo, honey jars, waxwork, and bedroom altars. This will be part 2 of that video. The bedroom altars, I had said in the video that you don't ever want to have an altar, a spirit altar in your bedroom. And I gave a couple reasons why you don't want that. But one very important reason I left out, and any of y'all that are just starting to build your spirit altars, I don't care how close you are with your spirit that you're making the home for, even your ancestors even, because you don't know all your ancestors, you don't know all of them, nobody can really know all their ancestors, but it is common practice when you're working with spirits, and when you make spirits an altar, that's their home, that's where they live. You're very respectful to your altars, their spirit, and their home, and it's common practice in many religions to know that you never, ever, ever turn your back on a spirit, even your ancestors. Like I said, everyone got tricky ones that don't like them, and all spirits can be tricky. I don't care how close you are with them, I don't care how good and benevolent they are, anything like that. Number one, well, you don't turn your back. You don't turn your back to any spirit or any altar, any altar home or spirit home. You don't turn your back to them, and because they can't be trusted. And it is common practice for those of us who have been working with spirits for a long time. Number one, you don't do it because it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to turn your back to someone, and you have to treat your spirit home and your spirit just like you would any person or a guest in your home. Turning your back to them is, number one, it's rude. Okay, so you don't turn your back to your spirits. Number two, you don't turn your back to your spirits because they can jump on you. If they're angry with you, even they don't even have to be angry. They could just want to be tricky or something. They can jump on your back and kind of ride you or take over you. And so you never, ever, ever turn your back to a spirit for several reasons. So this goes in line with having spirit altars in your bedroom, and why why you don't do that. You never, ever, ever do that. Every time, man. Where's my squirt bottle? I'm gonna get the squirt bottle. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. What was I saying? Yeah, you never have a spirit altar in your bedroom Because when you're sleeping, now there was some discussion on this because some of us that are conjurers, root doctors, two-headed doctors, root workers, magicians, priestesses, whatever you want to call yourself. Some of us have the ability to astral travel and time jump, and when you do that, now there was some discussion on this on a thread on my video on one of the groups I posted it in. A lot of us actually leave our body when we sleep. You might not even know you're doing it. Some of us know we're doing it. But when you leave your body and you have a spirit right there where you're sleeping, what do you think is going to happen? It can easily jump on you. And even if you don't leave your body and you astral travel, astral project, any of that shit, you're sleeping. You are unconscious. Okay? And that just leaves you open for all kinds of attack and all kinds of manipulation and all kinds of shit. It is just good practice to never, ever, ever sleep with your spirits. Never have them where you sleep or in your bedroom. There are so many reasons for it, but I had to add those couple other reasons on there so people really understand how important this is. And back on the honey jars, I wanted to talk about, and I covered this in some of my other videos. For those of you that subscribe and watch all my videos, I'm sorry that I have to repeat myself on some of these topics, but I really got to drive it home, and here comes my husband going to interrupt my video. I made another video last night. You have to watch it. Okay, so I was just talking about jar work. That's what I was talking about. And like I said, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself to some of you that subscribe and watch all my videos. We were talking, I did the video last night on honey jars, and another point that someone else brought up that's very good is how slow jar work actually works. It works very, very slowly, and honey jars in particular work extremely slowly. Just the premise of it, if you think about how slow, when you're pouring honey, you know, when you're pouring it, it pours very slowly. And that is indicative of how slow that's going to manifest. So, honey jars are for long term. Any jar work actually is for long term goals. It's not something that's going to manifest in a week. It usually, I mean, and there's no time frame. And if anybody ever gives you a time frame, if you pay somebody to do work for you, or you know somebody that's doing work and they give you an exact time frame of when this shit's going to manifest, never see that person again. Never talk to them again. Because there is no guarantees in this. There is no set time frame for anything to work. But it is known that jar work in general is a long-term work. It works very slowly, and it's very long-lasting. So that's another thing on jars. And I wanted to say about the wax again. If you're posting your wax in these groups, or everybody wanting their opinion and reading your wax and this and that, I'm not going to go into the whole thing again, but I'm going to add this little tidbit to the last part. If you're doing work and you're posting your wax on social media, wanting everyone's opinion on your fucking work, you're going to get hundreds of contradicting opinions. And all that is someone else's opinion on your own shit. You don't want someone else's opinion on your own shit. Like, seriously, that's someone else's shit. They don't know your shit. They don't know your spirits. They don't know what works for you. You know what works for you. You know your work. You know your own shit. And if you don't know it, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it. Learn how to read your own fucking wax, and don't take everyone's fucking opinion on your own fucking work. Don't do that shit. There's something else. What was the other thing? I still don't remember what the other thing was, but I did want to say, some people got mad about my video last night because the shoe fucking fit, and they got butthurt, and they chastised me and said I was being too critical of the new people, that I wasn't being educational and educating, and just basically saying what you don't do and all this other stuff. The whole reason I'm doing these goddamn videos is to fucking educate and help people. That's the whole reason I'm doing this shit. No, I am not going to sit down and show you step by step how to do something. I don't give my shit away, and y'all shouldn't do that either. And I'll tell you, all you ones that are posting your work for everyone to see on social media, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think most of y'all are doing it for attention. Like, seriously, to show everybody, hey, looky, I'm doing this. I'm the real thing, or like something. I don't know. I'm guilty of it. I have shared a couple things that I've done, like a picture of it, but I did it for educational purposes, and I will never, ever, ever sit down and tell you step by step how to do something. Someone else brought this up on a comment that I posted this video in one of the groups on social media. She wanted me to talk about spells and all the new people. I don't know what happened to hoodoo, man. I guess it's like become trendy or like something, and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon now, and it's fuckery. They're fucking this shit all up. So she wanted me to do a video and talk about spells and all these new people coming into the community and asking everyone for their spells. Everyone that's been in this a long time will know and tell you that you don't give your shit away. You don't tell people how you do your shit. Number one, what works for you might not work for somebody else. Number two, conjure is largely based on your own personal spirits, and you gotta listen to them. When you're putting something together, a trick or something, your spirits will guide you and tell you what to put in it and what to do to make it work. This is being the messenger. And granted, now I didn't want to do a video on this topic because, as I explained to the commenter, they need somewhere to start. The people that are new coming into this, if they want to start messing with this, they need somewhere to start. They need a base to start and build from. So asking in the groups on social media for spells or recipes or whatever you want to call them, it's okay and it's not okay, because they could easily do their own research. They could easily get on Google and look up how to do what they're wanting to do. But as we all know, Google is not 100%. It is not 100% trustworthy. So I can totally see. Now this should be what, if you're thinking about doing something, the first thing you should do is Google it. Google it. You'll get hundreds of results. Look at them and compare them, and find the alike ingredients in each one. Like, for example, if you're wanting to do a road opener and you look up a recipe or a trick or working on how to do a road opener, they're going to have similarities, even if some things are different. Like, number one, they're all pretty much going to say you need an orange candle. Okay, that should be across the board similar, alike, in any recipe you look up. Number two, they're probably going to say you need a road opener oil or some abre camino. That should be across the board similarity. So what you want to do is Google and find, I don't know, 5 to 10 different recipes and find the alike ingredients in each recipe, and that's your base. Okay? So for road opener, your base will be an orange candle, road opener oil, abre camino, and probably like crossroads dirt, or dirt from a busy road, or something like that. That should be like your base. Now from there, you listen to your spirits and you add in what your spirit tells you to make this work, to make it manifest. You have to be very astute and attuned with your spirits when you're doing any kind of conjure. So I can see them coming into the groups and asking for spells. They should be doing their own research, but they need a base to start off of. Okay, so, and another reason why you don't want to give your shit away, why we don't do that, is because when you give your shit away, number one, you're telling other people how you do something. Okay, so if you're telling someone how you lay down a protection for yourself, then your enemies know what protections you have, what's set, and how to get around it, and how to undo it. You don't tell people how you do your own shit, okay? And number two, if you put something out there that you do every day, and then all of a sudden, 100,000 other people are doing the same exact shit you're doing, and you gave that away, it's not going to work for you no more. Okay, it's no longer going to work for you because everyone else is fucking doing it now. Doing your shit. Okay, so you don't give your shit away. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh, and I also wanted to say that I have nothing against honey jars, personally. Like, I don't have anything against them. I've done one. I've done one in my whole life. And someone else commented, because I did a previous video on how to break a spell. And in that video, I was breaking a honey jar spell. And she was like, oh, you have something against honey jars and you don't like them, then I think it's ironic that you did a honey jar and you're breaking it. And yeah, I have said in numerous videos, I have done one honey jar in my entire life, and that was the one that I broke in the video. So now I have no honey jars. And I don't know if I will ever have the call to ever do another one, because it's a very small sector in which a honey jar will work and what it's used for. So I don't know. But yeah, I did a honey jar. I have nothing against them. What I have against it is everyone is trying to do a honey jar for every single thing. It has one use and one purpose. It's not for prosperity. It's not for road opening. It's not for making someone that's depressed happy and like themselves. It's not someone that's suicidal, making them love life and themselves and making them not want to die. It's not for any of those reasons. And this is the problem I have with it, because that's what these new people are doing with this fuckery that are coming into this community. They're trying to do a honey jar for every single fucking thing. Like, they try and use it for like everything, and it's not for that. That is not the purpose. That is not the use. That's where my issue lies, not with honey jars personally. There's nothing wrong with a honey jar if it's done in the right context with the right use. Nothing wrong with it. Damn it. Someone else also posted a comment on the thread that I posted my previous video on, and I found it hilarious, and it is so fitting. It was a picture of a skeleton, and the meme caption said, "Sitting around waiting for my honey jar to work." And that is like so perfect. That was like the funniest thing. I literally like laughed my ass off at that, because it's true. It is so true. These jar works work very fucking slowly. So if you want something to manifest quickly, you want fire, number one. You want water, number two. And water is a little bit... Fire is the quickest. Fire, smoke, air is the quickest way to make something manifest. If it's locked up and sealed in a jar, it's going to work, but it's going to work really, really, really slow and long term. So you think about this before y'all are doing jar work. That's it. I got the topic that I originally wanted to talk about. I want to talk about lazy conjure, lazy workers, this new generation. I don't know, like, hoodoo's become like a fad, or it's trending or something, and like everyone's trying to jump on it because nothing else seems to work for them. Especially like romantic and love work. Like they've done everything they can to try and get this person, and nothing's worked. So, oh, I'm going to try magic. I'm going to try hoodoo. Maybe that'll work, you know. Hoodoo, conjure, magic in general is not your go-to method. I've stated this in other videos. And the new ones that are coming in and asking all the questions, there's nothing wrong with asking questions, okay? And I know you guys got to learn somehow. But you have to understand in the community there's an etiquette. And a lot of us old-timers believe that you need to learn to shit yourself. You got to do the work. You got to do the research. Instead of just jumping on social media and asking a question and getting 1,000 different opinions that are going to contradict and vary on the same thing, because all of us do shit different. Everyone's conjure, everyone's magic is different. You're going to get conflicting opinions, and what works for them might not work for you. You don't want someone else's opinion in your shit. You don't. It's fine to jump in there and go, hey, what herbs work for love or something like that. Okay, fine. Get you a list of herbs that will work, and then you don't use all of them. You use the very few that your spirits say to use, that call to you. Okay, so I don't want everyone to think I'm coming down on the newbies that really truly want to learn, because there's nothing wrong with asking the questions, but it's being lazy about it. It's the laziness, the expectation of it being handed to you, just given to you on a silver platter, and you've done nothing for it. You haven't done any research, you haven't read any books, you haven't done the work to try and figure it out, you haven't connected with your spirits and got their opinion on it, because their opinion is the only one that matters. Other people's opinions and what they think and what works for them, you don't want that jumbled up in your shit, in your work, with your spirits. Your shit's going to be different. It's going to be your own shit. Okay, so there's nothing wrong, like I said, with getting a base. You need a baseline, something to jump off of, where to start and build from. But you can't use it as your go-to method. It's lazy. And as I've said a million times in my video, this is called work. It's called work because it is work, and you need to do the work. Spirit does not reward laziness. They reward work, integrity, honesty, justice, justification, and balance. Okay, they do not award laziness. I seen someone posted in a group one time, they wanted a spell to lose weight. Like, seriously? Get on a diet, go to the gym, and do the work. There is no spell that's going to make you lose weight. This ain't Stephen King's Thinner. This isn't Harry Potter. Okay, this is the real world. You have to work for what you want. Nothing, again, NILF. N-I-L-F. Nothing in life is free. You need to work for that shit. It will not be handed to you. And if it's handed to you for free on a silver platter, that shit's probably going to backfire on you. Okay? Honestly. Because a lot of ones out in the community, man, they like fucking with these newbies. They like fucking with them. They'll specifically give them shit that will blow up in their face. Just to teach them a lesson, to actually do their own research, do their own work, and make their own tricks and conjures. Because that's the way it needs to be done. I even seen in groups talking about the reading the wax. I know people personally who have taken a candle, lit it, had a tray or a plate or a piece of paper, and dropped one drip of wax on the paper and posted a picture of it in the groups and said, what does my wax mean? Just to see how gullible and stupid people are reading into that shit. Just to prove a point. Like, these people are out there. Your enemies are out there. No one is your friend. Okay? Especially in conjure. Don't fucking trust anybody. Your enemy lurks around every corner. My cover photo on my Facebook page, what does it say? The devil does not come to you with his red horns and tail. He comes to you disguised as everything you've ever wanted. Okay, so if someone offers to do free work for you, if they offer to give you a free reading, if they're giving you free advice in these groups and shit like that, you gotta take that shit with a grain of salt and know a lot of these ones out there are not your friends, and they will fuck with you. They will give you bad shit that will blow up in your face. It's just the kind of people that are out there. Your enemies lurk around every corner. So I think that's it. I think that's my lesson for today. And this will be Hoodoo, Honey Jars, Waxwork, and Bedroom Altars Part 2. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share.